James in a box. Welcome back to Charlie Mike Woodworks. I'm James. Welcome to the shop. Okay, are we ready for some plans? All right, so forgive me, it's a little warm out and I'm wearing a tank top. So I apologize if Sasquatch helps us build this cedar trash can. So we're using 1x4, 8-foot boards, of course cedar. You can use pine, you can use whatever you want. You can even use fence pickets for this. Need 3 of those, or if you're doing a 1x10 or even a 1x12, maybe an 8-foot board, maybe a 10 or a 12-foot board, you know, that'd definitely cover everything. Of course, some wood glue, excuse me, 1.25 inch brad nails, or you can do wood screws. It's going to be 15 inches tall. Now with the top, which is here, all at 45-degree angles, we're going to be looking at, you know, right at 16 inches. 12 inches long, 10 inches wide, and there is the top view. We're going to make this happen. And for the bottom, I'm actually going to use a cedar fence picket that I have that's really nice, smooth, and all that. So that way we can have a nicer looking trash can. All right, let's Charlie Mike.
Always have your hearing, breathing, and eye protection. We want to do this again tomorrow. At Charlie Mike Woodworks and Design, one of our key missions is to show those who suffer from PTSD or depression that there are safe alternatives to self-medication or self-harm. One of them is woodworking. Here I'm taking the 1x4 board and cutting it into 15-inch strips. This just makes it a little bit easier to clean up the sides before we get down to the really good business of putting everything together. And talking about cleaning up the sides, that's what we're doing here. So you clean up one side, then you have to move your fence just a little bit to take off just that small amount to make sure that you have a good clean surface for gluing up the pieces together, to make the overall panel. Hey, clean up on aisle 7. And to save myself a little bit of sanding time, I decided to run this through my table saw. So you just run the blade up about halfway or so, saw off some of the fuzzies, turn it around and like that, and then saw off the other fuzzies. And of course you have to have a little bit of glue up. That's where you sit there and do it like I did and glue up one panel and another panel and then stick them together so that they dry at the same time. Saves time. Then do the little scrapey scrape action. It's actually kind of fun. And here's the electrifying part, me sanding. Bam, look at all that. And now we're going to put this carcass together, and just a little bit of glue, some nail gun action. If you don't have a nail gun, you could easily use wood screws. Very, very simple. Alright, cutting up the top pieces about 1.5 inches wide, about 18 inches long. I'll tell you why here in just a minute. And we're cutting the picket down to size, and that's going to be our bottom. Next, we're going to put some pocket holes in the picket. And the neat thing about pocket holes is it allows for a very decent joint, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. So the key to cutting a 45-degree angled cut on the top is to get two sides like we have here, the opposing sides, and then you fit the other two to match. That's just the easiest, quickest, bestest, most secure way to make that happen. And as you can see, it goes all the way around. And we're going to finish it off with some shellac. That's an all-natural product. You just use a sweeping motion, kind of like sweeping a broom. Brings out pretty much the darker natural color. There it is, folks. My trash can for my bathroom. Now, yeah, it's probably a little big. Might be better at the wife's office. But until then, that's Charlie Mike.